welcome to another episode of Raging Out in Clash. My name is Jen, and I'm here with SK.
Hi. Sorry, take a drink of water.
And today we are going to be talking about just a few things. Shouldn't be a long one today. We've got an event that's going on. We'll talk about that. We've got a couple things that are coming up. In the news right now, Lost and Crown, the video did come out. We will talk a little bit about that. Our recruiting experiment, we will continue talking about that, where we are with that. You will have a Can't Fix Stupid. We will
Clan news?
just touch on our... What's that?
Clan news? Clan update?
Yeah, we've got clan news, some promotions that we went and handed out, and we could talk about our war quickly and then try to wrap things up. It'll just be a short one.
Okay.
Laughing at me.
I'm laughing because you completely forgot the thing that I mentioned that we could talk about, and you're like, yeah, we can talk about that, and poof, it's gone from your brain, hasn't it?
Good.
Well, let's just see, okay? Let's just see how long all this takes, and then if we don't talk about it, I'll add it to the list for next week. You're just making faces at me now, so okay. Why don't we get started?
Okay.
So what was
You
first?
start.
What was first on your list, Jen? Do you even remember? The events.
The events that we were going to talk about.
See, at least I remember the things you say. Okay, so you were commenting on how you were catching up on me with your XP.
Yes.
And
We've got a roller event going on right now for 400 XP and for 2 resource potions. There was a wizard event before this that I did mention that I did not do. You mentioned to me that you didn't do it as well. So I did notice over the last little while that, the last year or so, I've been trying to catch you. Well, just actively trying to catch you in experience.
Because everything has to be competition with you.
And so over the last year, it was like, okay, I'm 16 behind, and then I was 15 and 14, and then for the longest time, I was 13 behind, and now I'm only 12. So I'm closing the gap, like very, very slowly, but I'm closing it anyway. And I think honestly, where I get a lot of the experience, where I gain that extra experience, is through my donation. Because
completely, because you're just donating left, right, and center, and a lot of the people in our clan are normally awake when you're off work, so you do have that advantage. So yeah, I completely know that you do that.
Where I'm catching you is with donations and the experience that I'm getting from that. Because it is. There's more people on when I'm on, and yeah, I can't help it if more people join from my side. We can get more from your side.
Yes.
You pick them.
Don't even start, Jen. In fact, why don't we move on to that, Jen? So, we had an experiment to see how many 10 Hall 9s we had, and we managed to get a decent number that I was, pleasantly surprised. So how many actually have now last to this point in time, Jen?
2. One that is Town Hall 9, the other has gone to Town Hall 10.
So, yeah, who's been kicking them all, Jen?
Well, it's not my fault that they can't read. Okay.
I mean, I guess I am still impressed that we actually got any, let alone two. So, but give us a week or two, and let's see if they survive as well. You know the
The one that's still Town Hall 9, he annoys me with some of the things that he says, and I can see him going to Town Hall 10 before he's ready.
yeah.
It's him, because I think when he joined, like, he was a newer Town Hall 9, and he's just blowing through the hero. So, I mean, he's obviously spending money to do that. And he's not taking the time to learn the attacks. He's just using witches and think that's going to carry him.
Well, I think he's probably upgrading his heroes quicker than how we would have expected is probably because we as a war clan expect you to be in war more times than you're not. So he's probably, has farmed the DE and thought, oh well, I want to put the heroes down, but I'm required to war.
He's got to be buying books, or he must be buying hammers. And I mean, if he's using hammers, then fine, whatever. But I mean, he's got to be buying books with the specials, because
I don't know if
I swear, like, his queen all of a sudden is like 27 already, and he was barely 2020. Like,
I know that he used a book on his current heroes because that's what he said. He said he's ready for the war that he's in now, because his heroes are up because he used a book. I don't know if he bought that book, but he's definitely hastened the upgrade. I think it was a bit short-sighted that he used the book when he'd already, put them down for a period of time. So to me that's like a bit of a waste.
Well, it absolutely is, especially when we always say we need everybody available for leagues, and I've been trying to tell people, save that book for the end of the season, when you get all that dark elixir, when you want to put a hero down, but we say no because we want you in league. Save your book for that so you can use up some of your dark elixir.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he probably, but he probably has that disposable income, and that's fine if that's how he wants to do it. We know that heroes do make up a proportion of shortfall in skill. Heroes are key to a lot of attacks, and when you have max heroes for your town hall, things are slightly easier than when they're not. Yeah.
It goes ways. I mean, I've seen a new Town Hall 9 with not even 10/10 heroes, 3-star a strong base, and someone with max heroes not.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean by offsetting the skill factor. If you've got the practice, the experience, and the skill to hit at levels higher than you, then obviously, heaven help you when you have max heroes, you'll be unstoppable. But you're almost like you're buying that skill, or that you're going by brute force really, with your max heroes, to compensate for perhaps the lack of experience of knowing how to dissect or hit a base. And that does play into what I've been saying about Town Hall 10s and their siege machines, how I think that has made it easier now. You don't necessarily need to know how to funnel or whatnot, particularly because we're not fighting against like all the hardcore clans that have like designs that are, you do need a funnel. So we're going on a tangent now, but yes, so those two survived, and they are becoming established members. The 1009, that's still a 1009. Obviously, I think he's not from your time or my time, so there's a gap where there's just we're both asleep. But he seems to have been managing that a lot. I don't know though, because we have we have mentioned in the past about how when he first joined, he was requesting non-stop, and his, we don't have a donation ratio. We just expect you to, use your common sense and sort of give back when you can, right? And he's kind of brought that in line now. But I have a awful sneaky suspicion that when he knows when you and I are asleep, that he might be donating to, people that shouldn't be receiving trips, let's just say. So I have a sneaky suspicion that is happening. But I obviously am asleep, so I don't know.
Right, and I can see that I think that as well, just because when you look at how many people have come into the clan that are new, and then you see somebody that's gotten troops that they shouldn't have, and then you go through all the new people and none of them have donated, it's obviously someone that's been in the clan that knows not to be donating to that person, but still they're getting donated. So
yeah, so there is that element that I would like to sort of think about a little bit more, to sort of how can I prevent that from happening. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably worked out roughly the times that you and I are going to be on. Because he's not silly, he's not stupid, he's a grown man. So, and the fact that his ratio has improved so dramatically. I mean, granted, I do see him requesting less, but I don't think that's because he's on and requesting less. I think it's just he's not been on as often as perhaps when he gets his farming done in the morning when we're both asleep. So I mean, I that's something that I had been meaning to raise with you, to want to sort of pick your brain to see whether you thought that was happening as well, or
extent you can look, because before you pick the people that have received donations, you can see what they've gotten, what level it is, and if it's always someone that's that Town Hall 9 level, I mean, you know what our Town Hall 9s are. One's an elder, or two are elders. Our Town Hall 9s, 2 of them are elders, 1 is a co, and there's him. So which Town Hall 9 do you think is going to be donating to new people? Right?
Well, and yes, that doesn't count in his favour. But again, we have had people of a certain, elder code. Accidental donations do happen.
But they always say in chat, my bad, whatever. They always own up to it right away.
Yeah. I don't know about this new elder yet, but but yeah. So, and sometimes when I wake up,
pretty good about telling people like, get out of here, you haven't donated yet. So
yeah. But when I wake up, my brain's not functioning enough to be thinking about that.
To kick people, like if I go through the clan list and I see they've got donations and they haven't donated anything, I'm always too quick to kick them.
Exactly. Yeah. And also when I wake up, I'm exactly like that, and I'm just like cleaning house. But then I'm like, and then at the times that I do remember to check, they've already used the trip. So, they've got an empty CC and you're like, oh, okay, so I still don't know who it is. But yes, again, it's reassuring, or not reassuring, I guess, or not looking promising, that you have suspicions as well about that. So, yeah, that's a slight tangent, but I think that leads us on to, I guess, our clan names.
No, because we did a Town Hall 10. Our recruitment experiment, we did get a Town Hall 10. He is in war.
Yeah, I think you're also forgetting the fact that we actually recruited 2 people, Jen. And I'll just say this, okay? So, the last war, we also had a new Town Hall 10. Remember he left? During that day? So actually the count is 2.
He was gonna stay. He only had like 46 war stars or something like that. I didn't even want to put him in war, but I knew we had the cover. So I knew he wasn't going to stay. He only had 46 4-stars as a Town Hall 10.
Yeah, but you know, that doesn't mean, you know, war stars don't mean squat.
No.
You know, after a certain point, they just don't mean anything after all. And like you said, you got all your war stars in this clan, right? And you had no war stars when you joined, so we took a chance on you when you had no war stars.
I was the Town Hall 5 with no war stars.
I'm
This guy
just
could play
saying.
Town Hall 10 with basically no war stars.
I'm just saying, you know, the flip side of that is the Town Hall 11 that goes, look at my war stars. Why do I have to show you anything? Right? So,
We got them all as a Town Hall 8 hitting Town Hall 7.
yeah, and this Town Hall 10 maybe hasn't warred a lot or wasn't put in wars for whatever reason. That doesn't mean he doesn't want to war. And maybe, I don't know. So there's always, we don't know the history. So
If he won war, he would have more than 46 4-stars.
well, I mean, he could also not be very good at war. That could also be
Did
an
you
indicator.
see he went to Town Hall 11? He's a Town Hall 11 now.
Well, I mean, I know I'm defending him, but it's your recruit. You recruited it. I had to put him on war because I was like, you told me that, you know, he was good to go. So
I didn't see that you showed us replays.
Yeah. Yes, you did. So, you know, he was definitely, you gave him the pass, the gold, to put him in war. So, and this one, who knows what this one's going to last, which is also another one of yours. So, I mean, on the plus side, your recruits have been working out to an extent that we get them into war. And mine have been non-existent, let's just say. So, you know, on the plus side, too, I'm impressed that there was even two, again, that there are any that we've managed to make it through war, well, make it into war. They haven't made it through war, let's just say. So, and another element, I haven't been recruiting as much as I could have, we've just been busy. But I'll try and do that, catch up tomorrow. But again, it's very much we can get them in the door, but you're getting a bit more of the ego and the lack of.
I can fill the clan up for you tonight if you want.
If you want me to clean house when I wake up. But yeah, no, I yeah. The other day when I woke up, I was like, there's 50 people in our clan. What?
But yeah, there was, when I went to bed, there was only like 19 or something like that. Because you had kicked everybody. I think we were down to 14 people because we had to do a 10v10. And I'm like, screw that.
Don't you start, okay? I did not kick everybody. That would be you. Okay, you kicked everyone that was actually eligible for. I kicked the people that we wouldn't have put in war in the first place.
And then I'm like, screw it. I spent a good hour just going into the recruiting thing, just going through clan wars. And I went through the list about, I don't even know, like 20 times, and just invite.
They start repeating, don't they?
That's what?
I guess the selection.
They didn't start, there was only a couple that repeated. And then I just tried a different tab at the top. But by then it was just like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed now. I wonder how many of these guys are going to do it.
You just sort of lit the bomb and went to bed. So.
As if you've never done that before. You know that you have, because I've been on with our new Town Hall 11, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, this guy, and it's like, what the hell? Where are all these people coming from?
They might have just opened their phone at that time. No, there's definitely set times during the day, at least in my day, that I noticed that there's like a peak influx of people. You know, and that probably corresponds to different times of days in different countries for when they finish work, when they wake up, and when they have lunch. So there's definitely peak kind of everyone's starting to join one go kind of thing, and then there's a big lull because everyone's either asleep or at work or you know, at school, whatever. So there's definitely, you can't be blaming everything on me. But so we've got 2 so far. The tally is 2. What did you say that our guesses were? You were ambitious again, weren't you?
No, I said there would be 3 that made it, and 1 would survive war. So I'm almost there. We've had 3.
It doesn't mean you
2.
stop at 3.
What?
Doesn't mean you stop once you get 3.
No, I know. And we had 1 in war, but he didn't make it through war. So we'll see if this guy makes it.
Okay. What did I say?
You said 5 and 2.
5 and 2. What was I thinking?
I don't know.
I think it was because I was sort of surprised by the amount of 10 on 9s, and then I got optimistic because I was too conservative in my 10 on 9 guess, and now I'm too ambitious. So for 10 and 11s, I'll get it spot on. But yeah, so I think we've still got another week, is it? And then that's when we... I have to say that when I've been going through the recruitment tool, I'm like, don't look at the 9s. But for whatever reason, it's like my brain's telling me to not look at the 9s because you just waste time, don't bother looking at them. I'm still clicking on them. Like, now I have to click them out, So, yeah, just adding that in there for just... So sometimes there might be a stray town hall 9 that comes in.
There was a stray town hall 9 the other day. I'm like, that was not me.
So
I mean, to be fair, our other elders could be inviting as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. So clan news, clan updates, things. I think you mentioned we had some promotions. Do you want to talk about that?
We had our new town hall 9 or new town hall 10. He's only been in the clan. He hasn't been in the clan for very long. Probably about one and a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Not even really that long.
Some people might think that would be like way too long. Some people expect promotion like within when they join.
No, but for me, he showed initiative right away and was just like, okay, this is the way this clan works. This is what I'm gonna do. And it seemed like as soon as we said, okay, you're in the clan, it was like something clicked and he was showing people right away and, this is the way it is. And so that impressed me. And so, I mean, for me, it was just, when are we going to do it?
Yeah, I felt like you were definitely an advocate for this person to be promoted. I, as always, am more sort of apprehensive about it. But I guess you wore me down and changed my mind. But yeah, so that was good, and we had 2 other promotions to elders.
Yeah, our former co's, the one Town Hall 10 that came, actually both were Town Hall
10. Yeah, and the ones that came back, because we don't automatically promote them back to co. That's because people change. To come back, they might not be able to commit as much. So yeah, but it is easier to promote them, because you know that the history's there. You know that they are essentially normal. Let's just say, but it's good, and I think that they appreciated having that elder back and having the power back to welcome recruits, shall we say, or show them the way out. Because they have had a fair battering, him and the other Town Hall 9 as well that got promoted. I think there's been several occasions whereby it's like, why should I listen to you because you're just a member, which is very short-sighted given the fact that they were a member before you were, so maybe you should pay attention. So yeah, I think they appreciated that. I think you mentioned that you purposely left one for our one of our elders, and she appreciated just the sort of satisfaction it has of fulfilling that elder duty and keeping up with the clan rules.
Yeah.
And I guess the promotion sort of came off of the back of our wars and our league. So you want to talk about that?
575 war wins. I think that war was...
We bumped a grey out, the log.
We bumped a grey out. That grey was, I think, the grey when we had our 33 win streak.
Yeah.
That's how we ended.
Yeah.
Yep, that grey. And that was our 799th war. That one. But yeah, 575 wins. And then just on the back of how well we did in leagues, it was
like the right time.
Yeah.
And just to celebrate, what we've achieved as a clan. I think is a good way to mark that occasion. We're now on our 800th war.
Yeah. 800.
801 because we're in one right now. We've not won it though, but we've done 800 wars. So that means I have been in 800 wars in this clan. So, goodness, what have I been doing with my life? If you think about it, a war's 2 days, right? So that's a couple of years. A good couple of years. Yeah, 800 wars. That's crazy. So that was quite nice. I didn't, I would never have thought that we'd be at 800 wars. I mean, we're not. There's clans out there that have way more than us, but I like the fact that we've managed to stick around long enough and keep it going. In terms of other updates in terms of the clan, not all the news was good, unfortunately. We did have a flake out. It was actually when we were discussing who actually should we promote to be elder, we had we look at everyone, and this particular person you were strongly against, shall we say.
I was strongly against because he annoyed me, kind of like the Town Hall 9 that annoyed you, but we promoted because he'd been in the clan, and kind of earned that one get out of jail free. So I said that's the only way he's getting elder is by him being in the clan so freaking long that we give him that one get out of jail free.
And he's been in the clan longer than Town Hall 9, which is why we, considered him.
Yeah.
But
he made a over dramatic exit about him wanting to go to Town Hall 9 and not being able to 3-star max Town Hall 9, and we just weren't going to be there for what he needed.
Yeah, he said, which I'm assuming he meant we wouldn't fill his CCs or something like that. I don't know. So we knew he had other accounts anyway. We've always said...
part of the reason why I didn't want to give him elder as well is because I knew that he wasn't going to stay, because I knew he had other accounts. I knew that he was probably just hanging around, seeing how he did things, and that's why it rubbed me the wrong way as well. I mean, it's like you said, like if people don't tell us, I mean, you can tell the ones that have other accounts because, they're skilled, they're, the way they do things. But it's better that I don't know, because I definitely treat them differently.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely give them more attitude, and it's definitely an annoyance them being in the clan for me, because it's like, why do they need to be in our clan if they have other accounts? And, they could be in their other...
Yeah, and you do get people how they like to play the game is they enjoy the social side of it, hopping around different clans, talking to different people, particularly now that you don't have global. People do go exploring the clans that are available, but for us, because we're wanting members to be members of our clan, be established members for a good number of time, considering we've got 800 wars. We were looking for the long term here, rather than a passing traveller. So, we don't, a lot of questions we also get is, you don't put all the things that you need to know in the clan description. First of all, because there's no space, but also because, it's just how our clan runs, and some of it is a bit on strategy. And because we're a clan, we don't necessarily want to share how we play, which is not by no means unique, but it is still how, there's a bit of strategy of, well, let's keep what's clearly an okay strategy to have in our clan, in the clan without sharing it to everyone. So, I mean, if the clan description was bigger, we still wouldn't have put it in, because if we had to put everything in the clan description, people barely read the small paragraph that is there already. Right? They're not gonna read what is essentially the ins and outs of how our clan works. But yeah, so he left, right? And quite literally, I must have logged back on because I was offline. So he knew I was on because I had posted something, I think. But I left after I posted it because I was just saying something random, I think. So he must have thought I was still on, but I wasn't. So he'd already left by the time I came back. But I only came back like 10 minutes later or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. He's flicking out and left. And I did check on, where they go, because he said he was going back to his other clan. So I was like, well, what is this other clan? So, but then I checked on him, right? And he was already 10 all night, and he had a level 10 queen. That was in the space of 10 minutes, right? And I'm like, okay, well, clearly, I mean, I don't think you can even store up enough things to have a 10 all level 10 Archer Queen unless you had a bajillion medals to hammer.
Obviously bought some kind of pack where he had, gold or not Dark Elixir Rune, probably bought a couple hero books that were cheap and stuff like that. So I mean, he obviously paid to get his Queen Town Hall 10.
Yeah, because the hammers have a cooldown, so he's been either saving up for a long time or he put down some money there then, quite a lot of money, I would imagine, because you're going to have to get resources as well. So yeah, I was like, he's only been gone 10 minutes and he has a title.
Honestly, that's so stupid because now that they've shortened a lot of things at Town Hall 9 because it's no longer endgame. It is so easy to get even 15 heroes or 20 heroes, in the matter of a week if you farm the resources. It's so easy.
Yeah, and you just have to have a little bit of patience. But I mean, I guess it's how he wants to play the game. He doesn't want to play with a queen. That's, toddler queen. So, but it was just seriously, it was only 10 minutes that I was away, and he'd just been hammering, gemming, booking the works.
Never seen that, and I came on and I just laughed. I'm like, nice exit.
So yeah, it hasn't been
dramatic.
Yeah, I kind of wish.
I thought about going to his new clan and being like, nice exit, so-and-so, whatever. And I was going to harass him. I'm like, he's not even worth the harass. That was just way too dramatic.
But, what I do kind of wish is that we had done the promotions. We probably would have thought he left because we didn't promote him though. So I'm glad he left before we did the promotions. So actually, our core members, a lot of them are, elders or codes now. So that's good. You don't have to harass me to promote anyone else anytime soon.
Yeah, no, just their town hall, that one town hall one.
Yeah, and he's new, so.
No, not that one. The other one, the town hall 9 that has the 11.
Oh well, yeah, but that doesn't really count. He has the ability.
No. Yeah, but I mean, to have to switch accounts, it can be annoying. But it's nice in that, if somebody's lipping off his Town Hall 9, you can just go kick him with his Town Hall 10. Town Hall 11?
Yeah. So that's, I guess, what our clan is. We must be close to level 18 clan, right? I mean, obviously it's a lot harder with our smaller wars. We'd probably be
4,800. Not too bad.
Oh no, it's not too bad. So actually reaching those levels are a lot easier now, just with the leagues, because you're doing 7 wars in 7 days. So and you do get the experience.
End of the year, I think we'll be there, because with clan games is usually around 400 or 500. So we've got September, October, November, December. That's 4, plus the leagues in there, plus just clan regular games. Wars. So we should be what?
Clan games gives you XP as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that, there's 4 clan games. There's 4 leagues, and I mean they might have a XP event around Christmas time, whatever. So by the end of the year, I'm thinking we will be leveling.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll know what Supercell wants to do in terms of whatever perks there are planned. I don't think there'll be perks, but superficial perks is what I would say. So what else was on your list?
We can talk about the video. I'm just going to mention my tablet. I've plugged it in. Got 2% left. So if I get cut off, just pause it so we can start back up again.
Sure.
I've got it plugged in, so I'm not sure why it's not charging, but I think it's because it's so low and I'm running this.
Okay. So you...
Last what that thing was that you said for us to talk about. So
yeah, well, let's just see. So, because we're at 37 minutes, so by the time... we might actually keep the time. But, yeah, so you've watched the video, right? The short.
I watched the video, yeah. I remember last episode I said, like, why are they creating something so stupid? But I actually watched the video and it was like, I like it.
You change your mind a lot. I'm just gonna say you're always very negative, and then somehow you get shown the error of your ways.
My mind about the stupid archer. I'm not.
So you thought it was quite good, the story?
Yeah.
I thought it was very well made, as in you could see the rendering of the animation was very polished. It was nice to see. But I still don't get, it wasn't so much Clash of Clans as a lot of Clash Royale as well. Because it had the king, obviously, and the sort of crown thing is a Clash Royale kind of thing. And then, when, spoiler alert for people that haven't seen it, but when the crown, goes into the pit with the dragons in there, there's a baby Electro, and that's a Clash Royale thing as well. So there was a lot more Clash Royale than I thought of Clash of Clans. But yeah, no, I mean, it was kind of, it was a very simple story, but very well made, is what I would say. I don't regret spending the minutes of my life watching it, shall we say, but...
Well, it was only about 9 minutes, so it was, good.
Yeah, I liked how it was like the witch, she was sending the two of them off, like, it was like, these are my children, off you go, kind of thing. So I thought that was quite nice. And it was good how they had this sort of blimpy thing. It didn't look like a blimp, it looked like lots of balloons squished together. Over what else did I think about it? I was trying to figure out what was going on, right? So there's that bit where they're going down the hallway, and then the big brother skeleton opens the door and he gets sucked in. I'm like, what is that? Because then he comes out another door, the where the Pekka suit thing was. There's this ringing a bell, but I was like, what was that? Why did he get sucked into that room, right? And then it took me a minute. I'm like, that's the tornado trap.
Oh yeah.
So, I was like, oh yeah, that's why, because he's just getting, tossed around, and it took me, I was like, why is he getting sucked in that room? Is there something in there? Because what's in the room that's making them go into that room? So I got confused with that, because I guess it was too simplistic for me to think about. But yeah, I quite liked that after I figured out what it was. But yeah, it's alright, is what I would say. Overall review, what did you think?
I thought it was good. Yeah, no, I thought it was stupid, before I actually saw the video. But actually, when it came out, I enjoyed the 9 minutes. I laughed.
And what was your favourite part?
For me, I'm thinking when they're outside the king's, like when the king goes into his room and then they're both standing guard outside the king's door. And then I can't remember what happened, if the one guy without the bottom jaw, he went in first, or the door cracked open and he went in first, and then the other guy was looking for him. I think that was my favorite part. There's something to do when they're both standing outside, and then the big brother skeleton realizes that the door is open and his little brother's not there, and he looks inside and sees him going for the crown. I think that was my favorite part, because you could just see that, this other one was the troublemaker and he was going to go in there, and he did, and then his brother had to go after. That was my favorite part. It was something so stupid, but it was cute.
Probably because, you're the big sister. You've been through that. But yeah, no. Okay, so we're at 42 minutes, right? I reckon we should sort of close it there and not tempt fate and try and talk about something else.
Yeah, got 1%
left. You did remember the other thing that I mentioned, that we could talk about, and I mentioned it last episode as well, but I suggest we carry that forward. Do you remember what it was, Jen?
Not a clue.
I thought you told me you remembered what it was.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you said you finally remembered what it was on that list. Okay, well, you can have a think about it, and you can tell me
when we're done here, but you're gonna close out with a Can't Fix Stupid.
Yeah, well, it's not so, well, I guess it is a Can't Fix Stupid, more the audacity of it. It's actually for you, as in, it turned out from something that you prompted. So it was this morning. I was asleep and I was just reading the chat, right, and it just cracked me up. This, so it was just the history. I was asleep and you were still looking after things. So it was this person that came into the clan, and it was like you did the induction routine, and then I think it was a girl, but it doesn't really matter what gender. But the player was like, speaking Spanish, and you were like speaking English, right? Because clearly the clan description is in English, and then it was like, I don't understand English, right? And then you were like, okay, well, you need to be able to communicate. Probably not the best clan for you, because why make your life harder? But then, so the Can't Fix Stupid, which I've kind of categorized into this, was this person said, you donate me to get out of clan, right? So it was basically, we were, this person was telling us to sort of pay him off in some way, like, if you want me out of the clan, you're gonna have to donate to me. And I'm like, what was that? I was like, how did that person even think that would even happen? It was like, it was almost like just when I was reading it, it's like, what are you protesting or something? You chaining yourself to the clan, and unless we donated to you, you weren't leaving. So that I mean, I thought that was quite funny. Like, oh, I thought actually the person did leave on their own accord, but I'm like, oh, I wanna.
Not the one I kicked, because I remember saying adios and they didn't leave. And then I think after that donate comment, I think that's when I kicked him.
No, I don't think you did. I think you kicked someone else. Because
there were so many last night.
And I was like, that's a new one. Yeah, like, so yeah, you do get a few that are like, well, we tell them it's not the clan for them. Clearly we can see that that's going to be the end solution, so let's just cut it short, cut our losses, not waste either of our time. But then they refuse to go. But I've never been sort of blackmailed to sort of get them to go. Which was, in terms of the Can't Fix Your Brood, was a bit pointless because we could have just kicked them. so, so that was what I woke up to this morning, Jen. Okay, we're at 46 minutes, so I think we should call it there. Call it a night. This used to be around the time that we finish things, so yeah, I'll let you close it off.
Yeah, so we will close off on that, and by the time we talk next time, Clan Games will be going on, because there are 3 days until Clan Games comes up. Haven't released the rewards yet on that, but by the time they start, we will be doing our next episode. Next week, we will be at the end of our experiment with Town Hall 10, and then starting on Sunday, we will be starting Town Hall 11, so we will talk about that. And we'll see how we are doing with our war. And, yeah. Probably have a couple more events coming up in the next week or so. And then be back to leagues.
We're coming, I mean, we're halfway through September now. Maybe there's not an update coming out. If they are, it's going to be late. They've only got 2 weeks left in this quarter, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I've not heard anything. So, I'm assuming if they're going to release an update, then they're going to have to start either doing their really sometimes annoying teasers soon.
Well, maybe Monday. I mean, if they start on Monday, that could, we could have something by the end of the month.
Oh, well, you I don't think you played the game when they used to do it and they drag it out for so long. Like,
that,
yeah. So, but then I've not heard any rumblings about updates. So, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, until then, we will see you all then. Bye.
Bye.